everyone, my name's Kendra. I'm going to be talking today about my experience through MEPS. I went to LA MEPS. It was about a 3-hour drive away from me. My recruiter scheduled a shuttle to come pick me up, and let's just say that was an adventure. That shuttle driver was crazy. So I got down there. I met in my recruiter's office at about 8 o'clock that morning. And then we went through all the paperwork. He was a new recruiter, so it took a little longer than expected, but that's okay. So I didn't end up leaving the office. The shuttle didn't come till about 12 o'clock. And then we were on our way. I got in the shuttle. There was about 4 other people there. And they were all Marines. I'm Air Force. So we drove down there. We stopped, got a pee break or whatever, and then we got down to MEPS at about 3 o'clock or so to drop off 3 guys that were there to take their ASVAB and to finish up something about a physical. I'm not too sure. Personality test or something. So then me and the other guy that was with me, we went to the hotel and we checked in. You walk in to a room, you tell them what branch you're joining, they give you a room key, go up to your room. For some reason, the MEPS room is they're away from the normal hotel, like they're in like a little, you get out the elevator and you go right and you go through like a double door. It's really weird. So I walk in there and my roommate wasn't there yet. So I put my stuff in the closet or whatever, and I texted the other guy that I was with, and we went down to the lobby and hung out. Dinner was not till 5. So we had like 2 hours or so. So we kind of just sat there and talked. And then dinner time came around we went down there to eat about 5:30. And then got done, thought I was going to go to bed, so told my friend bye or whatever, and then I got upstairs, my roommate was there, and then my roommate wanted to go eat, and I was like, okay, well, I'll go with you. So I go down there, and then we didn't end up, our curfew was 10, so there's a little game room that you can go to, and like you can hang out with all the other military people that are there. I've heard that sometimes there's only about there can only be like 10 people going to MEPS, so there's not that many people, but for me there was almost 65 people going, so there was a lot of people to hang out with and stuff. So we didn't get back to the room till 10. We showered, didn't get into bed till about 11:30, had to be up at 2:30 in the morning, be down there by about 3:30. And then to eat breakfast. You want to eat breakfast, because if you don't eat breakfast, you are going to be starving all day long. You get lunch, but you don't get lunch until you're done with everything completely. So I definitely recommend eating breakfast. So after we woke up, ate breakfast, you kind of have to eat and leave because there's a big long line of people that are waiting. There's only so much seating. You go and sit in this room until the shuttle bus comes at 4:30, I believe. And then once the shuttle was there, we actually filled up 2 entire shuttle buses, like huge ones. All the guys were called first, and then the girls were called last. That's how MEPS and everything is the girls are always separated from the guys usually. We got down to MEPS at like 4:45-ish. You get out of the bus, all the girls are going to line up at the door first, 4 rows, back, and then the guys are going to be like to your left back in their own little formation. Like I said, they're separate. So they give you a spiel. They say if you're wearing any hoodies, or if you're not wearing a hoodie, like, take it off. I was wearing a North Face jacket, had a collar. I didn't want to get yelled at, so I took it off just in case. So I was freezing my behind off, waiting outside for the doors to open. We still had about 10 minutes till they opened at 5. Um, so you have to hold your bag. So don't bring. I brought a Nike duffel bag. It was a little too much. I would have brought a backpack because you do have to sit there and hold it, which kind of sucks. So bring something light, pack light. You know, you could wear the same clothes from before, nobody cares. Um, so once you get in, you're going to put your baggage through like a little security thing, goes through, grab your bag, you walk through, and you're going to go to the baggage room, which is going to be on your right. You refer to everyone, yes ma'am, yes sir, no yes says no yeah, or no yeah, yep, nothing like that. You need to be very professional. Once you put your bag in the baggage, you go see your liaison. So Air Force, there's OC Marines, LA Marines, Army, and yeah, so you go to your liaison and then you give them your paperwork that your recruiter gave you. They kind of look over it. And then my first step was I went to a briefing downstairs, I believe. Wow, I'm totally spacing out. I think I went to a briefing and they told you, like, they give you like a big old paper booklet of like crap and you have to fill it out correctly. Whatever you put in that book, you have to follow up with every paperwork they give you that day. They're going to try to trick you. They're going to ask you questions they might, they're going to ask you questions. The doctor will come and ask you, like, how many tickets have you had, and if he knows how many you've had. Obviously, he looked at your paperwork, and if you lie, like, you're DQ'd. So be very honest and truthful. Whatever is on that paperwork, that's what you have to say. So there's a hearing, a vision, a history with the doctor, then your physical, and you also get blood work done and a urine test. So my first station was, let me see, and everything's upstairs from here on out. So all like this physical examination stuff, that's all upstairs. So I think I did my blood first. She had to poke me twice, couldn't find my vein. And then I went from blood, then I went to hearing, and then I went hearing, you just there's headphones, and then it's whenever you hear a beep, you just push the button. It's really easy. You're in a room with about 5 other people. It's like you're staring at a wall. Vision, there's usually we had 3 different vision people in the room. So there's like a depth perception one where like you have to figure out what hole is like sticking out. And then you have to read like a passage. It's pretty easy. You shouldn't have any problems with it. What else is there? Vision, hearing. Yeah, and then your physical, for women, it was done by a doctor, and there was only 11 girls total that day, so we just waited till everyone was there. I cannot stress this enough. Wear granny panties. They are going to be uncomfortable, but I almost got DQ'd because they weren't granny panties. I wore Victoria's Secret, not cheekies, but like, they covered like half my butt, but like that was a lot for me because I usually don't wear just like underwear. So they were gonna DQ me, and then 5 other girls had them the wrong ones too. Luckily, they had a backup pair. Your late liaison most likely has backup underwear for you. Mine asked me in the very beginning if mine were appropriate, and I said yes. Should have said no, because then he would have given me backup. But luckily, the girl that was in there, she was really nice. She had extras, gave them to us. We had to put them over our old ones. Just really embarrassing. They went with like my belly button. It was terrible. But we all look the same, so don't try to impress anyone. No one's going to see you. No one's going to judge you. You get to be really familiar with all the girls. It's really cool. So in the physical, you do a lot of exercises. One of them is like you put your hands out and you do uh, like this. And for some reason, I couldn't do it because I could do it, and then he came in front of me, and then I just like stressed out, and I was like, oh my god, this is terrible. So he like made me step out, and then another girl had to step out. The other girl couldn't do it. It took her about like 5 minutes to do it. I thought I was bad, but I got it. And then you have to do like just show them that you can like flick your wrists and stuff like that. You do the duck walk. You can Google YouTube videos on that. You have to do a thing where you're squatting, and then you have to drop your knees, and if it doesn't make like a loud noise, then they make you redo it. What else? A lot of balancing ones. I'm sure I could make another YouTube video on the exercises, but they're pretty easy unless you have there's no reason why you shouldn't pass them. You do one where you like fast walk, so he sees how you walk. I don't know. So, anyways, once you pass that, that's like your final, it was our final step. When you're getting your physical, you should be done with everything. So if you're not, you have a little name tag right here with your name, then you have a little checklist. So it tells you everything that you've done or need to do. So make sure you're double checking that. If something seems off and you compare it to the other girls and they have something you don't, it's probably either because they moved you because the line was too long, or you need to make sure that you're up to date with everyone. Because we were waiting for a girl to get her blood drawn, and it just took longer than expected. So, yeah, make sure you're on top of things. Everything is really laid out nicely. You ask anyone. If anyone sees you wandering, they ask you what you're doing. So you're not just completely lost. There's a bunch of other people there. So after the physical, and I passed, we went to the lunchroom. They give you sandwiches. They're not, it's not the best meal ever, but it's enough. Get sandwiches, chips, a drink, something like that. And then after you're done with that, you need to go down to your liaison and give him all your paperwork. That's going to be when you get, for the Air Force at least, that's when you get interviewed. So I don't really know how that's what he said it was an interview, but I don't really know how that really works because he just asked, he went over my information and he had to make sure I was saying it correctly and I wasn't lying about anything. What they do when you're in that office is they give you results. When you're in your recruiter before MEPS, they give you a list of jobs that you qualified for based on your ASVAB score. When you're down at MEPS, they give you a job list that you qualify for with your physical results and your ASVAB results. So, it's really helpful that way. You need to give him a list of 10 jobs, him or her. List of 10 jobs. Only 2 of them can be medical. You have to have 2 aptitude areas, and the rest can be whatever you want. You also have to kind of think logically. Ask your recruiter or the guy that's down there, which ones are more common. If you don't know what something is, don't put it, because if you end up getting that job and you don't like it, that's your own damn fault, because you could have asked. So once you make your job list, he submits it in, you sign a bunch of paperwork, and then he sends you to phase 1. After I was done there, I went to another room. They do your fingerprinting, your fingerprinting and your background check. So that takes a little bit. And then there's phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. For some reason, I can't think of, I'm missing a phase, but I don't know what it is. So if someone wants to comment and tell me. But I did the background check, fingerprint, and then phase 3 was swearing in, I'm pretty sure. You're going to swear in. There's swearing in ceremonies all day long. It's just a matter of when you get done with all your paperwork. When I shuttled down with those 5 other guys, I was done by 3 o'clock, but then we had to wait for them to finish, so we didn't end up leaving until about 5, so I was just sitting there for 2 hours. Also in the Air Force, I'm skipping around a little bit, but when you go to your liaison after lunch, they're going to take you to go lift a 90-pound weight. my recruiter told me that if you do not want security forces, don't lift the full 90 pounds. The full 90 is what he gives you first. He doesn't tell you how much it is. Don't lift, like, try like you're doing it, but then don't do it. And then he's going to give you a second chance and he lowers the weight. And then you have to lift that up because that's the minimum requirement of the Air Force. I think it's like 50 pounds. It's not heavy at all. So once you're done with that and you swear in, you're just kind of waiting around, and then you're gonna go home and bring your everything that you did down there is gonna be in your system, and your recruiter is gonna be able to see all that. So like with me, my MEPS date was Thursday, Friday. They're not obviously in the office or Saturday, Sunday. So on Monday, which is tomorrow for me, I'm going to go to him, and I don't know what we're going to do, but I will make a new video on that, what we go over. I don't think he's going to offer me a job just because I don't think there's any jobs to be offered right now, because I'm going medical. The doctor is, this is the end of the video, so I'm going to go backtrack of all the stuff I kind of forgot. This zit on my forehead, right here, I have one zit. The doctor told me that I have acne and that I need to get it taken care of. They will find every reason to DQ you. So come up with an excuse. Say something like, I never get zits. This is just a stress zit. I don't know. Also, I thought I was going to be done by 10 o'clock in the morning. It was a long enough day as it was. There's no clocks. Some people have watches on, so you kind of can ask them, like, hey, what time is it? But I thought we were done by 10. I was like, sweet, we're going to get out of here. And man, that was at my physical, and then it took 6 hours just to go through 3 phases and waiting on people. So it's a long day. You will not get out of there till about 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon when you get there. It's a 12-hour day. So make sure you eat breakfast. I cannot stress that enough. I'm not a breakfast person either. Gotta eat breakfast. What else? Yeah, just make sure you're not telling people things that, say you didn't do something right on your profile and you don't want them finding out about it, or whatever the case is. Do not go tell people like, hey, so I got this one ticket, but it's not on there, but this, that. You're better off not telling people about that, because there are people that go there undercover almost, and you'll wonder why they made it and you didn't. And it's because they got you DQ'd, or, they were undercover. So, overall, if you have everything on your paperwork and you told your recruiter everything truthfully, you should have nothing to worry about at MEPS. For me, I was pretty easy. I didn't have any scars or surgeries or anything like that. I didn't have to get really cleared for anything. Weight's important. Make sure your weight's correct. There was a girl that weighed 81 pounds trying to join the Navy, and she had to be 91 pounds minimum to join the Navy. So she got temporarily disqualified just until she gained more weight. So make sure you check up on that. Make sure you research those jobs ahead of time. I did a lot of research personally. I noticed a lot of people there do not do their research. There was a girl that's Air Force Reserve, and she thought she could just go to her job, and she was going to go to boot camp in July. I'm like, no, you have to go to boot camp before you get a job. That's just how it is. Don't wear nail polish or toenail polish. They will make you take it off. You don't want to make that a hassle. This video is already long enough. So if you guys have any questions whatsoever, more than happy to ask. I will answer them. My first YouTube video, so I'm going to figure it out. But I hope to make more on my Air Force journey, and I'm super excited. So, like I said, if you guys have any questions, ask below, and I will get back to you. Bye!